it's once again time for this week's chess puzzle. In this puzzle, white checkmates black in 3 moves, and this is without a doubt a tricky puzzle with a not so obvious solution. The puzzle is taken from chess.com and you have 1 minute to find the 3 checkmating moves. Good luck! Well, the first thing we must note here is that black is almost in a stalemate. Black can just move his h-pawn, which means that we can't capture or block the pawn. A checkmate plan could be to play rook g4, rook e4, rook e1 and finally king f2 checkmate, but this plan requires 4 moves, plus black will actually be in a stalemate due to the fact that his h-pawn won't be able to go any further. So this plan just does not work. The shortcut rook e3, rook e1 and king f2, which obviously is 3 moves, does not work either because of the black pawn on d4 and his possibility to capture our rook on e3. We simply need a different approach in order to solve this puzzle. Instead of going around our 2 pawns on g2 and h2 with our rooks, we might just open up the pawn structure to thereby enable our rook against the black king. The easiest way to do so is to let or forcing black to capture our h2 pawn with the king. After rook h4, pawn h5, rook e4 and king captures on h2, we have a checkmate by playing rook h3. But there is of course a possibility for black not to capture the pawn, but instead of playing pawn h4, and after that there is no checkmate here in 1 move. So the question is therefore, can we force black to capture our h2 pawn? If our rook would capture or block the black pawn, this would be a stalemate. Well, as long as our rook is guarding our h-pawn. An interesting solution would be to block the black h-pawn and then block our own guarding of the h2 square by playing with our h-pawn. So what we'll do is to play rook h5. Black must respond with pawn h6, and then after pawn h4, black can only reply with king h2. Now the position is just as we wanted it to, so our third move is of course rook h3 checkmate. I hope you managed to find the solution, but even if you didn't, you don't have to worry because you know that you'll get another chance to show off on next week. But before that, it's time for some chess history with Professor Arne Johansson, so enjoy!